Well, I woke up today. God, this shit sounds like a eulogy. Anyway, I woke up today, I checked my tweets, and then I saw that PC Part Picker was doing a live benchmark of the Radeon Frontier Edition. And as soon as I clicked in and I saw the first benchmark, I looked at it and I vomited in my mouth. Fuck you, goddamn. But seriously, my God, talk about underwhelming performance. I mean, this is worse than I ever imagined. I assumed with all of the leaks and the supposed benchmarks that came out, what, a week or two ago, saying that the Radeon Vega Frontier Edition beat the Titan XP in like heaven's benchmark and that bullshit. And then I'm still like, this is good, okay, this might actually be a competition, great, let's see what it really does. And PC Part Picker just does the benchmark, and it's really sad. Like, this thing is what every NVIDIA person who was on any forum was screaming it was going to be. It's performing right at the 1070. Exactly what everyone feared, exactly what the earliest the earliest leaks were saying, and people were like, oh, this thing's, it's dead in the water, it's DOA. And it appears to be so. And the funny thing is, there are even people still trying to defend this. You know? It's like, oh, PC Part Picker are the biggest NVIDIA shells going. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, this doesn't seem solid. And I think the fact that AMD didn't give out any press copies was a clear sign of that. Like, when AMD is doing well, dude, they're like touting it from the heavens. There's all sorts of tweets and shit going on. You see Roger Kadori fucking popping out of your trash can and giving you a little wink and a nod, and then he disappears. I mean, fuck. Or the Lisa Su, I can't remember the chick who's behind Ryzen, or the figurehead Asian lady. You know, I can't remember right now. I don't give a shit. So get off my nuts if, you know, you think I should care. I'll care when somebody puts money in my pocket and sponsors me. That's when I care. Alright, the day I get the same fucking treatment from hardware manufacturers as tit streamers on Twitch is the day I'll care to remember a fucking name. Gundam, this isn't about you. The point being, you know, when they're doing well, they were just giving out those Ryzen chips. Hell, they gave Ryzen, like, press releases to Rich or Review Tech USA. The dude doesn't review any fucking tech, and they gave him one. That's how strong they believed in fucking Ryzen. But as soon as Vega Frontier popped, it was like this silent sort of release, and you had to buy it. PC Part Picker had to buy theirs from someone who got it, and they got rid of it immediately. How do you like that shit? How do you like the dude probably had it for like fucking 24 hours, and he was like, I'm out, I'm done. And then PC Part Picker's like, we'll buy it. And he's like, thank God. But let's get into the realness of this, because I've already gone too far. Basically, you know, AMD's Radeon Vega Frontier Edition has been the most talked about GPU of the month, and for good reason, quotation marks. It's based on AMD's Vega 10 GPU, which is their latest high-end graphics card. After a long wait of 2 years, Vega 10 GPU replaces the Fiji card. God, like, the way I feel about Vega right now, the Frontier Edition, is the same way I felt when Kaby Lake came out. It's kind of like, this is just a rebranded Skylake. Fuck you, Gundam! But really, it feels like this is the same sort of underwhelming performance of the Fury X. You know, and I know a lot of people will sit here and try and tell me, like, listen, dude, when the drivers come out, like, no, alright? No. The drivers, how the fuck are the drivers gonna pull 40% out of their ass in a month? 50%. The thing was trading blows with a 1070. Like, what the fuck? And I know you're gonna sit there and go, it's a deep learning card. So's the Titan. I mean, fuck, like, there's really no sort of excuse for this. No wonder AMD isn't giving these to reviewers and they have to buy them. This is underwhelming. Yes, I understand this is a workstation graphics card, but if you're gonna pit it against like the fucking Titan XP, you better be ready to fucking fight with the thing on all fronts, I think. And really, it's the same sort of silicon, like, it's the same silicon. It's the same fucking GPU. Like, when the consumer version comes out, honest to God, what are we gonna expect to see? If we are lucky, if there is some sort of shining star and Raja Kadori fucking prays to the right Hindu god, racist, then maybe we could get 25%. And that's being extremely generous. Extremely generous. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing came out and it completely beat a 1070 when they get the drivers for it. And maybe, the way I see it, you know, the drivers will get better for it over time. Sort of like how the Fury X got better over time, and then when they rebrand the shit Nvidia, or whatever the fuck they do, like right now my hope for AMD's graphics cards are out the window. Like, I don't even feel like reading an article The fucking graphics card is around 300 watt TDP. They fucking suggest you have an 850 watt PSU to even run this piece of shit. One card, dude. Like, really, my excitement for Vega is dead now. I already know what I'm dealing with. Everyone knows what they're dealing with. Once it comes out at the end of July, maybe it'll perform a bit better. It should beat a 1070 by then. Maybe it'll come close to a 1080 Ti, maybe, but I don't expect drivers to make up for such a huge gap. Any way you slice it, once again, Nvidia's on top, just like fucking with the Fury X2. I remember when Fury came out, I was sitting there, okay, I'll buy a Fury if it outperforms the 980 Ti, because I do want to stop buying Nvidia stuff. And the Fury came out and the 980 Ti trounced it. Looking at the benchmarks right now, the gap between the 1080 and the Founders Edition Air version is, depending on the game, if it's a game that favors AMD, it's not that big a gap, like 7-8% or some crap like that. So that can be made up in drivers. I'm expecting at least a 10% jump in drivers for the Founders Edition RX Vega card. But in games like Grand Theft Auto 5, it trails a 1080 by 31% at 1440p and 4K, and a 1070 by 19%. As I said before, Hitman, at least it's beating a 1070 by a nice margin, but it still falls behind the 1080 by 14 and 16%. Rise of the Tomb Raider, that game is fairly AMD friendly last I recall. So I could see the Vega putting up a fight on a 1080 or surpassing a 1080 when it comes out with the correct gaming drivers. Let's hope they're not bullshitting us, man. But overall, is this thing going to beat a Titan? No. Is it going to beat a 1080 Ti? No. There's just no way. Even Linus fucking says it. Like, fucking A. I looked it up, and even Linus, the day when me and Linus are seeing eye to eye on something, you know the world might be coming to an end. Maybe that war with North Korea is coming.
So, if you are expecting then the gaming versions of Vega to come in and crush the GTX 1080, let alone the 1080 Ti, you are setting yourself up for a major disappointment. And I'm sure that the AMD fans in Twitch chat are freaking out right now. I'm specifically not looking at it because I really don't care. I'm laying down some reality here, and that's the way it's going to be. There is some driver optimization to be done, and AMD has been notorious for this. The 5870 is a perfect example of a product that managed to get faster enough through driver releases that when they rebadged it, it ended up not looking that bad when you looked at launch reviews of the rebadged one versus launch reviews of the original one.
Basically, I will say though that this card really makes up for itself in the workstation and workflow. Spec Viewer Perf 12, that's where this comes to life, and that's what this is geared towards. It's an alternative for the Quadro P5000 card that is, what, a couple grand? So this is viable and affordable. So in the professional market, the Founders Edition is definitely still a good card. But from what it looks like in the gaming front, I don't expect big jumps. And that's pretty much what most people on YouTube are here for. And so most people, the average tech consumer, you know, only gives a shit whether this thing can compete in games. And if it can't, they don't give a fuck about Spec View Perf F12. And they will jerk off violently talking about Volta. And, you know, that's pretty much what we're seeing here. That's where it really gets hit. As someone who doesn't use this, because I don't have a company, and the only thing I try to do with some technology like this is build better dildos for the world. I've got dreams. I'm a dreamer. But for the gamer, which is me, Vega is not looking too impressive anymore. Like, my hope has just been dashed. Now, here's why. Alright, if you thought Pascal cost a lot of money when it came out, which it did, Volta is gonna fucking destroy your wallet when it comes. Because now, Nvidia has no competition. That's the real issue here. That's the big kicker. We now see that the card we had hoped for that would make things better, or at least bring competition back like it did for the CPU world, isn't coming through. So, when Volta drops, get ready to spend, like, watch. 2080 is probably going to be like $800. $700 or $800. Guaranteed. it's gonna be that. And yeah, and there isn't a damn thing anybody can do about it. You just sit back and pout and hope you could fucking take out a loan or something to afford that new Nvidia's graphics card if you aren't some big Twitch streamer making hundreds of dollars a day sitting there being boring as fuck. Shots fired. And that's gonna do it for me. I didn't even bother reading an article because there's nothing to read, really. You know, I already know where this is going, what this is about. I just want to give a real fucking moment, actually. It's not very professional. Not like anything I do is professional at all, really. So, you know, I can't actually give more of a shit than me. Rate, comment, subscribe if you so choose. If not, fuck it. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and everything. Because the more people that follow me, the more likely companies will treat me with some semblance of respect. And I'm pretty sure some of you would actually like to see me, like, use some of this new stuff and actually give a review from a perspective of someone who isn't rich. You know, someone who doesn't... I cannot even. Today is not the day. AMD has let me down. I'm going to write Raja Kaduri a nasty tweet. Raja, you did not come through like Raja in the Jungle Book.